God damn it.
Don't fucking scare me like that.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a full face first impressions of a bunch of shit that I've picked up over the last couple of days, and I thought that I would take the time and the risk to apply it on camera and see what we think about it right off the gate. So, I just want to talk to you a little bit about what I got going on right now. I have the Revlon for primer, the Revlon Photo Ready Color Correcting Primer. And why I got color correcting, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure there is a pore minimizing, which I probably should have bought, but that's okay. I'm going to be trying out the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation, and I have some thoughts on this. This was $8.99. I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation that was $4.99, and it is one of the best foundations that I've ever used in my life. It is just as good as one of my $50 foundations, and I paid $5 for it. So for this right here to be $8.99, it better pay my bills. It better make my skin look straight up snatched like nothing I have ever seen before. I better look 17 again for this to be $8.99. Just saying. A few other things right here that we will get into as we go on through the video. As y'all know, or you probably don't know, I fucking hate doing full face first impressions because you never know what's going to happen. But you know what? I'm willing to take the risk. My boyfriend's laying in the bed back here. Say, hey, Alan.
What's up?
Anyway, let's just jump right on into it. What the fuck?
What happened to the light?
Okay. Anyway, I'm not sure what just happened there, but anyway, we're back. So, alright, so let's just jump right on into it. This is the Revlon Photo Ready Color Correcting Primer. I hate full face first impressions because honestly, there's just so many things that could go wrong, and you're going to do it on camera. So, I'm just going to take one little pump of it like this and see what happens. Well, this is supposed to be a color correcting primer, and I do tend to run a little bit on the red side. So we're going to see if this does anything to combat that serious redness that I do have going on. And so far, it does not look like it is. But, you know, that's okay. Because it looks a little more... It looks a little more lilac than it does green. I don't know if you guys can tell by me holding it up to the camera. But it is not canceling out any of that red that I have going on. So I guess that is where the foundation comes into play. Jesus Christ. I can't think of words right now. And I actually want to just kind of jump right into the eyes first. I'm not even really sure why I prime my skin because I really want to do my eyes first. I got a lot of good little eye products that I want to try out here. So why I prime my skin, I don't know. Let me just, I'm thirsty. So yeah. Let's do our eyes first, and then we'll go back into the face portion of the evening. So, let's just start with eyeshadow primer. I have the Revlon Photo Ready Eye Primer. It looks like this. And I'm just going to, it's one of those little click-it type deals. And I actually need a mirror. So, this is one of the products that I will be using, but I know it has a mirror in it, so I will be using this one. And I'm just going to, I feel like I need more. I feel like this is not enough. I'm just going to put it on my finger first, and then if we need to add more to it, we will. And I'm not going to do anything different now that I normally would with my eye routine. I will usually put on primer first, and then I will set it, and then I'll go back and do my brows. See, now I have a whole lot more on this side. Now that's what I'm talking about. Actually, I'm going to just add some to that side because I kind of got way too much over here. And I'm just going to use my finger to smooth that out. I actually kind of like this formula for primer. It's not thick like a concealer, but it is actually going on really smooth, and I feel, and I could be wrong because we have not tried anything out with it yet, but I feel like my shadows might just blend out really nicely with this, but we shall see. So, and you know one thing, I have the light on. I gotta cut it off. I have to cut it off. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. It was driving me crazy. It was making my... It was just driving me crazy. Alright, so... looking at this eyeshadow primer so far, I'm kind of enjoying it. It goes on... I don't want to say it's watery, but it's a very lightweight formula. And it goes on super smooth, and it doesn't leave like a residue, like let's say the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot. This guy right here goes on so thick. I feel like when I use that as an eyeshadow primer, it just does not, I can't with it. So I'm just going to keep the palette that I'm using as a first impressions a secret for just a second, and I'm just going to dive on into the lightest color in here and use that as a as kind of a base to set this. Oh God, what the fuck did I just do? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Alright, so that was a bad idea. So I'm just going to use the color that I'm going to actually end up setting my makeup with. I'm just going to go ahead and use that to set my eyeshadow primer with, because that color was just a little bit too yellow. And that was just not a good idea whatsoever. I don't know. I guess I didn't realize how yellow that color was. It did not look that yellow in the palette. So I'm just going to use this color in this. This is actually the Pure Cosmetics 4-in-1 Mineral something something. I'll have to look at the name of it again. 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup. And I'm just going to use this since there's nothing in my eyeshadow palette light enough for me to set this with. I'm just going to go ahead and use this to set my primer with. And then we can go on from there. I don't know what I was thinking. I looked at that color and thought, yeah, that's light enough. And then once I started putting it all over my eyes, that shit was so damn yellow. And even though it was a really pretty color as a color alone, not so much to set your whole entire eyelid with. Alright. So, now that's it. So, I am going to go ahead and grab the eyeshadow primer. Damn it. The eyebrow product that I have. This is the Bella Pierre Stay Put Brow Gel. And this actually came in my BoxyCharm. Not BoxyCharm, damn it. This actually came in my Ipsy Glam bag this month. And I have not really had a chance to play with this that much, so we're just going to jump right on in and play with it now and see what happens. And right now I can already tell you I'm not really sure how this is going to play out, honestly. I'm not loving the... Okay, I'm not loving the... anything about this at the moment. So let's just see what happens. Oh God. Okay, alright, that's not too bad. I may have gone a little thicker than I would have liked to with my brows, but you know what, we'll roll with it and see what happens. The only thing about this, I'm just not into pomades when it comes to eyebrows. I feel like a pencil is so much easier to work with. You don't have to continuously dip into it. And, yeah, I feel like I'm going to have to continuously dip into this. That is why me and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow don't get along whatsoever. I can never get one brow to match to the other one, and I feel like the same thing is going to happen. Yep, there we go. Okay, so already I can tell you I am not in love with this. I would much rather use my Benefit Precisely My Brow. Oh, God. Mm-mm. No, no. We're not going to do this. I'm just going to skip the brow portion of this for right now because, no, I can't with these pomades. No. We're not going to do that. Let's get on into the eyeshadows. So this palette has been out for quite a while, but I really want to review it because I haven't had a chance to play with it that much, and I really have been dying to play with this palette. So this is the Dream Street palette by Color Lights and Kathleen Pop. Kathleen Lights and Color Pop.
Say it again.
And I've just been about to die to get into this thing. I haven't played with it enough as I should. And so I'm just gonna jump into this guy right now. So I'm gonna go into this color here. I think this is Shooting Star. It could be Twinkle. I don't know. The way ColourPop does their color or their, I don't know. So anyway, as a transition, I'm gonna use this color right here, and we are just gonna grab this one and hit up our crease and transition and have a lot of fun. And here we go. And already I can tell you this is a beautifully pigmented and easily blendable color. And I ain't mad at it. Even though my brows look like crap right now because they are my straight up natural brows. Because I said fuck that brow product. I'm just not into brow pomades or gels or whatever that was. I'm not into that. You need to give me a pencil. Give me a brow pencil, and I can do my brows all day long. You give me whatever the fuck that shit is, and I'm going to fuck it up 110% of the time, just like I did. I gave it a go, though. I really did. Nobody can say I didn't try. You all saw it. You witnessed it on YouTube. I tried. So I am going to just go ahead and crease myself up on the other side over here. And why does it look so much thicker on this side than it does on that side? Are we going to have one of those nights? It looks like we're going to have one of those nights. Hey. Alrighty. So that first color that I used, it's a little powdery. I will give it that. But it actually blended out really nicely and is beautifully pigmented, and I'm not mad at it at all. So I want to go in and deepen that crease just a little bit with this color right here. This is Water Bearer. Actually, that's not Water Bearer. I think this is Potion. I don't know. I don't know how they do their... But anyway, whatever the fucking color it is, I'm going to go in and deepen my crease up with this just a little bit. And I'm just going to keep it centered right here into my crease. And because my eyes are so small and so hooded, it's going to hit my what do you want to call it? It's going to hit that. But I'm still going to blend that out just a little bit. If you have hooded eyes like me, don't be afraid to let that color hit your eyelids. It does not matter because I have a really simple fix for covering that up and pretending like that never happened. We'll get into that in just a minute. But for now, let's just go ahead and blend all that out. I'm using the exact same brush that I used before. This is a Morphe brush. It's not numbered. I got it in the set. And for whatever reason, it's not numbered, but it does look like this. It's very diffused. And so I'm going to go ahead and grab this same color and do the same thing on this side. Really just going to concentrate that in my crease mostly. And then once I use those windshield wiper motions back and forth, then I will start to blend the excess out. I don't necessarily use circular motions. I really just use these tiny back and forth motions, honestly. And, I mean, it seems to work for me. And don't worry about all this excess out here. This is why we do our eyes before we do our face. That way we can take a makeup wipe and go back and kind of clean all that up. And, pretend like it never happened. So don't worry about fallout. Don't worry about your little mistakes out here on the edges, because it can all be taken care of very easily. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a smaller, more concentrated kind of tapered brush like this one here. This is another Morphe brush, although I bought this set of Morphe brushes. Where's the bag at? Where did the bag go? I want to show you guys the bag that we can see. It came in a bag like this, and none of the brushes are numbered. So I can't tell you what number these are, but this is a smaller tapered brush like this, and I'm actually going to go into the darkest of the brown colors in here, which is this one right here. And this is a denser, more compact taper brush, and I'm just going to pick that up, and I'm going to go just right into the darkest, deepest part of my crease with that, just like this. And on my other eye, I'm going to do the exact same thing, tapping off the excess. I'm just going to go right into my crease and work it back and forth in these windshield wiper motions. And just lay that darkest color down only in the deepest part of my crease. Now I'm going to grab, this is my Sigma E38. I'm going to go back over that color and just kind of blend it out just a little bit, just to get rid of any harsh lines that there might be. But really I want to leave that dark color in the crease. I really just, above that, I just kind of want to blend out anything that might be looking a little harsh, or, you know, harsh. Okay, so give me just 1 second to clean up. This is another Morphe brush that I have. This is another little flat, like, packer brush. But I really need to actually clean this off with one of my e.l.f. wipes. I talked about this in a previous video. I think it was my declutter video that I have. And I'm really just going to show you guys just how great these damn things work. You saw how nasty this brush was, and I'm actually just going to clean it off right in front of your very eyes, and voila, you see how well these how these work. Are you laughing at me back there? So yeah.
Yeah, I'm laughing at you.
Oh my God. Anyway, so I am going to step away from Dream Street for just a second, and I'm going to pick up my MAC Pro Longwear MAC Pro Longwear paint pot in soft ochre, and I'm going to use that to carve out a crease.
Can I say
And shut up, Alan. And so I'm just going to pick this up on my little flat brush just like this, and this is the first time I've ever tried to carve out a crease on camera, so you guys bear with me, don't laugh, yada yada yada. And here we go. And I'm not going to do like most gurus and try to take that tail out and everything. I really just want to get it all over my lid and in the most even and natural way possible without completely destroying that line. And yeah, I'm not doing too great right now, but I wish I could zoom in. But I cannot, so that is what we have. And I will just take my beauty blender. I have a damn beauty blender, and I'm just going to blot that out and get rid of any excess of that, because that stuff, to me, I'm sorry, it tends to get really gunky, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. I definitely do not prime or prep my eyelids with it because I feel like it is just way too thick, and it just sits in the texture. Like, I have lots of texture on my eyebrows. Like, I pluck the shit out of my eyebrows, but at the same time, there's still these really little tiny, fine, like blonde hairs that I just don't see unless I wax. And for whatever reason, when I put that on it, it just picks that up, and it's just absolutely awful. And with that primer that I used a little while ago, and I was going to talk about that a little bit later, this Revlon Photo Ready, it's such a lightweight primer, you don't even know that it is on your eyes. And that, to me, is an amazing primer. And I really only like to use this paint pot to carve out my eyebrows. I really like doing, oops, that was a big mistake, and that's the first time I've ever done that. I really like doing a cut crease, but I have to be really careful with this because it does get away from me, as you can see. Can you see that? So uneven. And at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw how awful that was. I kind of don't want you to. But, yeah. So, anyway, I really like to just blot that out as soon as I put it on there. Because, you know, sometimes you can kind of keep it natural like this. Or you can do like me. And I am going to keep on keeping on. So, going back into my Dream Street palette. I want to get really kind of funky with it. Actually, no, I don't. So I'm actually going to grab, my Sigma brush, and I'm going to pick up this first color here that I used to set it, and I'm going to go ahead and set that I carved out with that paint pot. I'm going to do the same thing over here, and we're going to go from there. Because I feel like I need some straight up, like, really pretty shimmers and stuff. And I don't know. Let's see what happens. I'm going to pull out a flat packer brush. I thought I had one ready to go. Apparently I did not. So, alright. So I'm going to pull out a flat packer brush. And I want to jump in with this color, Mermaid Boy. I guess that is the name of that color. I don't know. Or it might be Kaleidoscope. I don't know. They're kind of... Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do Spark. Let's just do Spark. Or... I don't even know. It's this color. I'm just going to go all over my lid with this color right here because I don't even know how ColourPop has confused the shit out of me, officially. I'm actually going to hit that with a little bit of Cover Effect setting spray. You don't have to use that particular setting spray. You can use whatever setting spray you have. You can use hairspray. You can use water. It does not matter as long as you are wetting the brush. And I am just going to go all over my lid with that color I just showed you. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick this up. I always pick the color up first and then spray my brush. I don't like spraying my brush and then dipping it into my palette because I feel like it kind of ruins my shadow. So I will always pick the color up first and then wet it to save my eyeshadow palette because you never know. It might actually ruin it as opposed to making your look good. I mean, probably either way you're going to look good, but you might just ruin your palette, so you might want to keep it. You might want to wet it after the fact, is all I'm saying. So you're wetting the shadow, you're not wetting your brush. yeah, the brush is getting a little bit wet and you're going to have to dip back into it again, but at the same time, you're not wetting and completely saturating that color in the actual palette, so it's not going to ruin it completely. Alright, so I want to go in with something just a little bit deeper. Excuse me while I go out of focus for a second. I'm going to take my SL Miss Glam brush, and I'm just going to go in with this color here. This is the color Magical. And I'm just going to pick this up on my flat packer. Well, this is not a flat packer, but I'm going to wet it. And I'm going to go just in the outer corner with this. And I am so kind of in love with this palette. I did not realize how much I loved it until I got in here and really started playing with it. And, yeah, this is a really nice palette. I'm going to hit this color up again. Tons of fallout from this palette. Not going to lie. I'm really going to have to go under my eyes and really clean it up. But it's worth it because these colors are so beautifully pigmented. And they just go on so well. They blend so nicely. And so I will take a ton of fallout if it means that they go on easily and I don't have to really